Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have done two races here for this FIS Brands Hatch race. Round 3, I guess. Yeah, it was round 3, and it was one of my favorite car, Honda DC2. So if you have seen the entry video, these cars I have grown up with these cars, so it's amazing to drive this in the game. So let's jump into the race 1 and see what happened. We have completely bottled the quali again, hoping to have a good launch and then not get punted on the first corner, of course. So yeah, it seems all good so far. We have managed to pull out from the pack a little bit, but alright. In here P5 kind of dropped. He opened up the gap and I saw the gap. I just went through. So no mercy. You got to drive aggressive here. You got to drive clean, but you got to drive aggressive, especially through the first 2 laps here. That's what I realized, because first race I was giving people enough space and I ended up P15. So guy ahead P5 jump in, he just made a huge mess there. It wasn't so good dude, but I don't think it's a dirty move. It's just that he saw the gap and you got to be aggressive here without always. The only guy who was little dirty in here. Alright, let's jump into the replay camera and I'll show you what happened. It was like mighty car gaggle. Look how many cars going through that one tiny corner. So obviously it's gonna happen. It's expected in these races, so you got to be prepared for that. Look how many cars, 20 cars throughout one corner. So yeah, but so far as you can see, everyone gives a space to people, but except this guy. I really don't understand him, what he did in here. He completely turned into me. I mean, as you could see, the British guy behind me, he backed off because he knew that I took the corner bet. Okay, you got no momentum, you tuck into slipstream, but this guy, absolute nowhere. So yeah, his car says camel. I guess he's a bloody camel too. So look at this now. I backed off, letting him to take the normal racing line. He just completely cut the other Briton off. So I don't understand his racing lines. Again, he's doing the same thing again. So in these few races only, this is the guy that I realized that he was not quite cool. So again, going defensive, just hoping that he'll not punt off. So far all good, running into the slipstream. In here I avoid taking the inside line because I knew that I could easily cut him, and look what he did. Oh how was that? Oh my god. And he got a half a second penalty for that. So GT Sport really need to fix this penalty system, and it was hilarious. I was actually laughing through because I was in a certain situation, because I was so afraid that the guy behind me punt me off. So I even look here, this guy is dangerous behind me, but it was hilarious to see that car. Oh god. So it was some funny moments. Let's jump into the onboard camera again. So quite a progress, especially with the incident, and here I really regret this move. I have apologized Aaron regarding this move. Actually what happened, I saw the gap and I knew that I had the pace, so I was so impatient. I thought Aaron would definitely back off there because he knew I'm gonna catch him up anyway. So but unfortunately Aaron took that. I take the normal racing line instead of jumping in, so it's completely my fault. Plus I deserve a penalty for that. The reason I didn't slow down, anyway I got the penalty. So I just don't want this Portuguese guy to run away, but everything seems so fine. But unfortunate incident there. It was my bad, Aaron. I'm sorry. I also post lobby, I apologize to him. He just it's fine. It was just a heat up moment. So. And again here, side by side these two cars, but honestly it was good to see side by side on that corners. So far everything seems fine, but the thing, I got a penalty, so we got to save this penalty and just hope that no other car will pass us through. So if any car passes through, it's gonna be a mess for us, because we got luckily the guy behind me he got a half a second penalty from the other lap, so it seems so good so far. Again, the Portuguese guy got half a second penalty. This is the chance that if we can go get close to him, we could easily overtake him. And the thing is, he's fighting with Aaron so much, and he's not thinking sensibly here. Since he got a penalty, he got to work with Aaron to pull away from the back penalty, but he's disturbing Aaron as much as he could. So there we go, jumping into the middle sectors, because there were nothing pretty much happened. I managed, just because this guy was fighting so hard, I just managed to get behind of the Portuguese driver, so it seems all good. And in here I didn't want to go outside move. I knew that he has a penalty, there was no point. I just want to avoid losing time to Aaron here, because I got to push off as much as I can, because I lost so much positions because of the first lap. So I had to push really hard here. So everything seems fine so far, guys. And the good thing for us, P4 just spinned it, and then he's getting pressured by Aaron. So this is our chance if we can get behind them, so we can capitalize on that mistake, because they will be probably fighting and losing their time there. So this is a good news for us. As you can see, instead of working together, they're just losing times so badly. So this is totally blessing for us. So thank you, Aaron, for doing that, slowing yourself down, slowing him down. So Aaron couldn't really find a space to go through, so Aaron was really struggling. As you could see, he had a really poor exit there. He just completely broken his exit there. If I were him, I wouldn't go to a move there. I would catch the slipstream and then go for a move, maybe even take outside line here and just do something. But unfortunately for Aaron, because I trust Aaron, I just went side by side there. So because I know that he's a good driver, and I have been driving with him. For an average drivers like us on a B categories in a BDR, he's a decent driver. So but it was a silly move by me. Because of that, I lost so much time there, and I kind of lost my speed too. So now again I have to work hard to catch Aaron again. So it was unnecessary move, I guess. I should have waited through this exit. So again, right behind Aaron. So but the thing, as you could see, I have so much pace here, because my my practice time was 1:47.1, so it was pretty decent lap for an average driver, like a B class driver. So but unfortunately, as usual, I can't say unfortunately, because I always do this. I've been qualifying on quali. I couldn't get into 147s at least. I would be happy at least if I got 148.1, but I got in this race was like 148.4, and then the following race was 148.5. So it was 1.5 second off from my usual pace. So disaster. Again, we got a great exit through this corner. So this is the chance that if we can catch him up. But this time I'm not gonna make that silly move again, going outside and wasting time. Instead of that, I'll sit behind him, get a grip. Again, he's really slow through these corners. I believe his tires are gone. So come look, if you look at my tires, they are in pretty good shape. So I really have to get past this guy, but unfortunately this track is so narrow, you can't really do much. So whenever we come to a corner, as you could see, it's just I'm gaining so much time on them. So in here I have planned, as you could see, I have planned this move so ahead. Like, I know that I didn't want to go to inside line, anyway he covered it. I took the cutback here, and there we go. It's a classic cutback. He tried to park his car on apex. I put two wheels on the grass, and then just boom, there we go. We make the move stick. At it was a classic move. I was really happy about that move when I did it. I'll show it in the replay. It was like I put two wheels on the grass because he there were a tiny space. So my god, for this race I really love the way that they put cameras. It was some cool camera angles for there. So that's my Type R livery, guys. Let me know if you guys like my Type R livery. I love Type R cars. I love Honda VTEX because I grew up with them. I used to go to watch drags, those boys with, you know, reflash ECUs and all these things, late night drags. Even though I'm a Evo guy, I love Hondas. I mean, especially it's all Hondas, EK4s, EK6, and even EK3s, fine-tuned EK3s. DC2 is an iconic car. If you know, Integra DC2 is an iconic car. So this is the move. There we go. We took the cutback right up, two wheels on the grass, get a great exit there. Compared to him, I had an amazing exit, plus I had slipstream. So again, boom. And Aaron saw it. Aaron realized that I got him, so he just backed off. So sensible driving by Aaron. Again, some side by side action. Even that corner we went side by side. So we make the move stake, and then everything. So comparing to the burst start we had, it was pretty much decent recovery from us so far. So now if we can go catch P4 and P3, it would be great. But at this point my tires are gone too. I can't really push much hard. But as you can see, compared to worst start we had, it's a pretty much decent result on hand. It's a pretty much decent result on hand. So let's try and stick into this position, and then I wanted to like catch P3 because I was so blessed in this race. Even I had a bad start, because every time I see two cars ahead, I was smiling while I drive actually, because look how much time they're losing because of all these side by side actions. On there I couldn't get the power down so well, but still, because they are side by side, it was amazing chance for us to go and catch up. So let's hope that they will do something silly. I was hoping that they would do something silly, and because of all these battles that they are putting on each other, I managed to get right close to them. P3 almost binned it, and that gives us a chance. I knew it would happen because he was under pressure, but the thing now, it's the last lap, and then I have a great momentum on this corner, but unfortunately I couldn't really do much because I'm on a situation that I have to attack, same time I have to defend. So I can't take optimum lines because the guy behind me was obviously, he would jump in if he's here an opportunity. But so far, seriously clean racing. I mean, compared to the average B class drivers like us, it's pretty clean driving. So by most of the, I mean, everyone, I would say, except that British guy turning. So again, I took a narrow line here. I couldn't really go wide because if I go wide, there was a chance that this guy would jump in, because obviously if he sees space, he would brake late. He wouldn't really think twice. So I'm on an awkward situation here. I have to like defend and attack same time because it's so close. Oh god, he took that corner so well. So this is the race at the end, as you could see. I mean, it was pretty much like There we go. I almost pinned it there. I took it so fast. I was on a full throttle to catch the guy in front. I completely forgot that I have a car behind me at this point, even though I know that he's there, but I just forgot him for a while. I just took my lines. I wanted to catch this P3, but unfortunately we are running out of, I ran out of time there. I wish I had a one more lap so I could definitely catch him up, because I had to drop this guy behind me if I want to catch him, but unfortunately we couldn't really capitalize on anything. But the final corner again, we are so close to him. We are gaining and gaining, but unfortunately he just managed to stick in his position. The good thing, he doesn't had anyone in front of me. He had only to defend while I had to attack and defend same time. So it was a quite fun race and I really enjoyed that race. And then I also, as you can see, I apologize to Aaron regarding the dive in I did. I supposed to apologize because it kind of almost ruined his race, but I'm really sorry, Aaron, if you're watching this. So jumping into the race 2, guys. In here, luckily I qualified third, even though I had a bad lap, but I just qualified third somehow. It wasn't a perfect lap by me. It was a complete off track, but yeah, it was pretty much decent enough to get me to P3. But I kinda I watched Key 25's stream here. What he did on the start, just because these cars have a lot of wheel spin, you go full half a throttle and then you go to full throttle. But the thing, I couldn't get a better start. As you can see, by the time I started the race, there were 3-4 so like another 2 cars has overtaken me, so it was so unfortunate. There we go, the mighty car gaggle. So everyone trying to turn on their VTEC over there. So jumping into normal board, as you could see, I completely wiped him, but it wasn't my fault at all. So I'm so lucky that I didn't get penalty for that. The guy behind me had no patience. I don't know what happened there. Obviously someone missed his brake and this guy completely wiped me off there. I don't know. I mean, he knew I was there. He could take a narrow line, but he completely wiped me off there. So at the first corner, someone just hit me on rail. Obviously I had nowhere to go. So I was so blessed there that I didn't get a penalty, because GT God literally looked at me. Because usually in races like this, even though it wasn't your fault, you could easily get 4-second or 3-second penalty. It could ruin my race, but I was so blessed there that I didn't get a penalty. Again, so Lauren is in front of us. Also I drove with Lauren many times, so it was pretty races whenever I race with him. So I'm quite confident. And Lauren took the inside line. I just followed him. So the guy who kind of pushed us off lost 2 positions in one corner because he didn't defend himself, plus he took it really low. So unfortunate for him. And then we made a great progress, especially after that thrown out. So now it's all about, okay, Lauren almost touched the grass. He clipped the glass. Luckily he saved it. So, but unfortunate for us, we had a great momentum throughout that corner. It was a little naughty by Lauren. He had no momentum. He just turned his car onto me and he got the boost. But again he binned it there. So unfortunate for Lauren. This is what happened to Lauren there. So as you could see, I had a great momentum over Lauren. I tried to move to inside line, but he just suddenly moved into inside. So fair enough. Obviously I would do that. I would cover my inside line too, and then just because he was focusing on myself more than he was focusing on the road, he ended up pinning it completely. So unfortunate for Lauren. He should have just looked at the track and he should have focused. Even though he lost one position, he could just focus on the track instead of focusing on me there. So a good progress after a first lap, obviously. So again, Lauren is trying for the moves. I cover inside line, but I had to still get a good exit here. So if I want to survive. In real life, these cars are so much fun to drive. There are certain community for these cars, especially Honda. I love driving EK4s. I love EK4 is a proper front wheel drive race car, and then EG6. We have so much beautiful memories with this livery. I made it just because of this EG6. It belongs to my friend, and we used to go out day out with boys, like 6-7 cars, proper road trips. So I really enjoy that car. Like it was such a cute car to look at. Plus even DC2s, amazing cars. Like they are old, but the technology they have, the simplicity plus the way that they drive, it's a little understated. But in real life, these cars, if you put proper part in Honda ECUs, proper cams, this can generate easily 1000 horsepower, even with 4 cylinders. So amazing cars, guys. I was saying, I grew up looking these cars. I mean, I grew up with these cars. So jumping back to on board here, as you could see, P3 is kind of dropping down, even P2, but because of all the slidings and the heat up moments I had, my tires are completely it's ruined. Because if you compare my tires to the previous race, at this point I was still doing 138s, but in here I could barely do 139s because my tires were completely after this lap you will see, because I was battling so hard first few laps, it kind of killed my tires, and after this my car was so understeered, I couldn't really get into my optimum speed. But again, later on the stage, I managed to get back to get behind P3, which is the German driver. So it's all good so far. We just have to go back and catch this guy at least, and plus P2 have a penalty too. I hope that they both will fight for a while, but unfortunately it didn't happen because he had enough gap. He made enough gap that P3 couldn't really get close to him. And there we go. He picked up a penalty for himself there. Unfortunate for him, but it's a good news for us. Now we can just get rid of him. But actually later on the stage he put a good lap here. He just put a good, really good lap to widen up the gap, but it wasn't really enough. There you go. This was the ideal plan. Just get close to him. We don't even have to push so hard, because if I take defensive lines, attacking lines, and if he defend, it's gonna lose more time to P2. So the pole position was, the race leader was long gone. He just had a great pace today, but for us at least to catch P2, so we could do something. But with these tires, I'm not quite sure, because I kind of ruined my tires in this race. This was my mistake. I completely ruined my tires here. Like, tires were pretty ruined at this stage, so we couldn't really capitalize on anything. As we could see, because my optimum lap I wanted to do 138 all the way, but in this race I couldn't. Compared to last race, I couldn't really perform. I couldn't really put the power down because of the early fights I had. So unfortunate for us. But there must be a still chance, because there we go. This is the overtake. So from there on, I had to like keep him behind me for few laps, and that also kind of costed me a lot. So it was unfortunate that we couldn't catch P2, but I'm pretty happy because my door number in this race was door number 12, and I had 26k on hand, so it's quite a good lobby, and I would definitely get much more points than the previous race plus the DR points. So that's a thumbs up for us in this race. So I always consider about the door number plus the points I get from a race, even though I drop down a bit. But in this race everything seems fine. At least we managed to get back to the position that we lost, so great recovery, I would say. But definitely could perform much better, especially throughout the laps, but especially the last 5 to 6 laps were sloppy. I couldn't really get into the stage, get into my optimum speed. But I really love this camera angle, because especially for this race, I don't know, for the daily races they were not giving this cool, but this race I really enjoyed it. It was so nice to watch these races with the TV camera. Again, the German is right behind us, but I don't think he has tires too. He's so sloppy throughout this section. So he's not giving up. He didn't give up at all. He just pushed very hard to get his position back. But unfortunate for him, in here I had a poor exit, so I had to defend here. Because if I took optimum line, there were a chance, since it's final few laps, he would definitely dive in. So later on the stage, we slightly dropped the guy, the German, and then we managed to just hold on to this position. But unfortunate, I was trying my hard to catch this P2, but my timing wasn't really enough to, especially on this stage, it wasn't really enough at all. So at the end we came home P3, so that was solid performance. It wasn't amazing, but especially with the timing that I lost at the beginning of the race, I definitely feel that I could get P2 here, but unfortunately I couldn't capitalize. But very happy with the result eventually with the last compared to last race. So thank you very much guys for watching, and let me know how was your race, how did you guys do, and if there were any incident involved. So do let us know, and thank you for your comments, and see you around.